here for episode
Number
2. What's that song that it takes 2, baby? No.
So this is episode number 2.
Yes.
Of Everyone Wants 100%. And
Yes.
I'm Shawanda.
And I am Jaleesa, as you guys already know. And the name of this episode is called For the Love of Hair.
Yes.
And we'll get more into detail with that in regards to where that came from, how we got the idea about it. And I just want to say happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's
Even
Day.
if you are loved, you got a boo, or you unloved, love yourself.
Yes. Yes. Self-love is the best love. It's trending now.
Is it?
Now it's trending.
It's
You know what?
trending.
You're
Self-care.
absolutely. I was just about to say that.
Yes.
Self-care, self-love.
Yes, 'cause
just
we didn't learn those things growing up.
not us going into a TED talk about.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, this is.
But I do like that, though. I think that we should definitely explore that. Like, how does it feel? So, what do you do to kind of like make yourself feel special?
Well, obviously, I get my hair done.
Is that the only thing?
That's one thing.
Oh,
I get
okay.
my hair done, my nails done.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I've heard that shouldn't be considered like
It's you took the words right out my mouth. Look,
yeah,
catch
I'm
it
not-
because you
yeah.
took it out my mouth. But yes, that's maintenance.
It's maintenance, but it's sometimes not always. You can't always get it done. Like
Really? I guess we have two different lifestyles.
Definitely.
Yes. And
Oh,
you
wait,
know
wait,
what? You
wait,
can speak
wait,
to that.
wait. Hold up. Mike B. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Mike B.
Hey.
We be forgetting about Mike B
Yeah,
sometimes.
Because
But
I'm
you know
the
what?
voice in your head.
Right. She's the voice of reasoning. Alrighty then. So yeah, I think that it's considered a maintenance. I don't think that that's something that is considered like loving on yourself. The only way things like that I consider loving on myself is going to the spa.
Okay.
Because
Same category.
it's not, well,
Yes.
because you can get your because the spa and the salon are two different experiences.
Okay.
They're not the same.
It shouldn't be because
Because the spa is very zen. It's very
Yeah.
relaxing.
some salons are zen.
The salon should be zen.
Yes.
That's why we're here.
What's zen?
right.
Because everyone's version of zen is not the same.
Okay.
Because the salon I work at, I don't believe it's a zen.
Oh, okay.
It's not a calming situation. I come there and I get excited. I get excited to see everyone. I get excited to see the people who work there. It's music flowing. It feels more like a vibe more than a relaxation kind of situation. I feel like I'm just catching up with my girlfriend and I'm going to walk out looking like $1 million.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that it takes different, it's different.
Yes.
People's different point of views. It's people's different point of views. So, happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I think that you guys should definitely comment under our picture and wish us a happy Valentine's Day for this post.
Oh, yes, you like my shirt.
What does your shirt say?
Cupid is stupid.
Child, well, we know what song she's listening to for Valentine's
what
Day.
song I'm listening
Love stinks because why is Cupid stupid? Cupid's supposed to be the one that's supposed to get you
but
together.
You know, love can be stupid sometimes. But we going off topic.
I
Where we
mean,
going?
it's okay because the
Where we
girls
going?
like to hear about
They
that.
do.
All right, so now we are going into our first segment, which is Salon Etiquette 101. And in this segment, we're going to get you all the way together and we're going to give you the do's and the don'ts of the industry. So first things first, what is the word etiquette? What does that mean? Does anybody have the textbook Webster
we need
dictionary
Webster? Okay, so
as to
etiquette.
what etiquette is?
Etiquette is the customary code of a polite behavior in society or among members of a particular professional group.
Okay.
Professional group, yes. So when I was growing up, the only time anybody used the word etiquette was at a table. Like, you know, like eating
True.
dinner.
No elbows on
Yes,
the table.
No elbows on the table, no what fork to use. You know, so like pertaining it to professions wasn't something that I was privy to.
Okay.
Until, you know, I got into my industry of
Mhm.
being a salon owner, well, a hairstylist first.
Mhm.
Then I learned what I needed to do to look professional or be professional in my craft.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I want to say in the salon world, what does etiquette mean? Like, what's the definition of etiquette in the salon world or in the cosmetology industry? Respectful of the time.
Being respectful of time, being polite, friendly, personable, setting the tone and expectations. So it's that kind of vibe. It's that
Okay. You know? So in last week's episode, we kind of touched on our like keep certain etiquette. So
Yes.
keeping the salon clean. Let's talk about the next thing that will kind of like serve towards etiquette as well too. And let's talk about professionalism. So professionalism across the board is the same everywhere. It's not different because you work in an office. It's not different because I've worked in 17 different industries.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
so professionalism
There's a code. There's a standard.
is a
Hello,
standard.
How are you? Goodbye. Good evening.
Yes, there is a standard.
Yes.
And I feel like in the salon world, in the cosmetology world, professionalism is very lacking.
It is.
It's very, very lacking. It's very much so. That's literally the first thing that the girls talk about. They're like, well, can you let them know that they got to at least talk to me and I have the headphones in their ears?
Yeah. So professionalism is definitely something that we don't learn in beauty school.
Okay, so that's where it stems from.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course. Like, well, again, the girls are not going. So that is a thing too. So you don't really know. So just like any other profession, you have to go to school, you learn the ropes, then you train through it. There's no training process. So that is why there's no professionalism.
Okay, so now that we're talking about professionalism, did you hear about the Philadelphia stylist
Oh, yes.
that asked her client to get her hair? So let's start the story from the top. So the client booked the service and she was going to see a specific stylist. She went to go see said stylist, but prior to her getting into the space, the stylist asked if she could come already washed, blow dried, and silk pressed,
Well,
right?
Can we just start from the top? There was a lot of the dialogue and the communication between the stylist and the client was text message.
Okay.
You get it?
Was that step one?
It seemed like it was. It's like a DM kind of sort of thing.
So
Yeah.
what about the people who prefer to speak via text message or email?
I get it.
Because there are some clients like that.
Okay, and I guess it is 2024, and we are moving. We have moved into because I'm still moving.
Right.
I'm still moving.
Right,
I'm
right,
trying to get there because I want to get on the phone and speak to someone all the time. And I know I'm getting there, but there are a lot of people like me who would like to pick up the phone and speak to someone, make an appointment, hear someone's voice, get the feel of the salon.
Ask questions.
Yeah, ask questions.
That's all it is. People want to ask questions.
Yes.
Like, you got a trim on your website for $75. I need to know what I'm getting for the $75.
$75 trim.
Yes,
Is
yes.
a trim a haircut?
No, it is not. It is not. It is not. It's not.
I beg to differ.
Ooh,
But-
she said she back to the bar.
Yes, but
We'll get into that later. So yeah, back to the Philly girl.
I think
Philly
that-
stylist, sorry.
not Philly girl. But I think that the
first step.
communication should have been a phone call, and if it wasn't,
Or a consultation.
consultation.
Mhm.
Yes, consultations are very important. They obviously introduce yourself to the stylist. You guys can figure each other out. Make sure that you guys are
A fit.
a fit for each other.
Y'all are being too nice. I don't understand why I have to get my hair done before I get to the salon.
Wait. Dang, Mike B, we was getting there. We taking
I'm the
too
voice
long?
in the head, and they want to know.
They taking
why
too
do I
long?
have
Okay,
to
we're
get
taking
my
too long.
hair done
So-
before I get to get my hair done.
So, with that
Explain.
being said, the next step was the client, prior to her coming into the salon, the stylist asked if she can have her hair washed, blow dried, and silk pressed. Now, to me, that's a little bit a lot.
That's a lot
That's a lot. I don't want to go to two different places
to get one.
to get
service.
one service,
Yeah, that's
especially if I know for a fact that this place can do everything that I'm asking for. But you know what I think ended up happening that day? The stylist probably double booked, ran out of time, and was trying to figure
course.
out
Of course.
how she could save time. So her thought process was not to inconvenience
I
the
don't
client.
think that's what it was. 'Cause
You don't think so?
She said, you have a lot of hair. Ain't
She
nobody
didn't
got time to,
Yes.
to do that.
That's another thing. We have to stop telling people that they have too much hair. It is not my fault that my mama blessed me with the correct DNA as well as my dad to give me 17
DNA.
correct.
Excuse me?
Delete.
Right.
Why not correct DNA?
Because I don't know, it's giving. What kind of DNA you got that's correct? What makes it incorrect?
The DNA that allows my hair to grow really, really long.
Oh, well, maybe
Right.
What you
right.
think,
I
Mikey?
don't like it.
Oh,
Say it a
okay.
different way.
Okay, I'm definitely not
different way.
because I'm
Thank
standing
you.
on business
Okay.
with the right DNA
No, no,
for
no.
me to be able to grow my hair super long. Like it's not my fault. And the fact that you went to school to learn how to
Long
do
hair
this
problems,
and this,
okay, like these are long hair girl problems.
But
I
you should also say, what if I have short hair?
Right.
I think it's too many stipulations.
no, because if you had short hair, she would have never had that conversation with her. If her hair was short, it would have been manageable. She
Right.
would have washed it, blow dried it, and did whatever she needed to do. Yes. So it wasn't that it wasn't that the fact that what length her hair was, is that she had too much hair.
It was a lot
Exactly.
Of it, and it was a lot. It was long. It was thick.
It was a lot of things
But
going
again,
on.
As a professional,
Right?
that is what you deal with a client. Like
Yes.
you deal with different texture hair.
Yes, you
different
do.
length hair.
Yes, you do.
And that's just what it is. Now that we're gearing off of that, I don't know what this is anymore.
So
What
is
you
it
talking
ever
about?
okay to have clients have to go somewhere ahead of time? Do you think that's okay?
Of course not.
No, it would
I'm just
never be
making
okay.
sure.
Oh, you didn't know where
I'm
we were
just
going
making
with
sure.
this. No,
Oh
absolutely
yeah,
not.
it should never be a situation because, like I said before, you should never have to go to two different places when you know that one place gives you the same exact services.
Right.
That just is a waste of time. It's a waste of money, and it's also just a inconvenience to the client.
Of course, it's a big
And the whole reason why you want this is because you want to build a relationship with the client. You want to be able. They should.
No, I think that's the problem. So we have to go all the way back
Mm-hmm.
to, any profession growing up and wanting to do something your whole life versus
Mm-hmm.
seeing an opportunity and taking it. So now we've changed the scope of what the business is.
Meaning what?
Okay, so I grew up wanting to do hair
Right.
since I was a young girl. So
Right.
obviously I took it serious.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So
I
you're
had to go
saying
to
that-
school. I had to do the work. I had to, train. I had to work under someone. I had to build my clientele. This is not what's happening now.
Because the times have changed.
It's different.
And it's different.
Yeah,
So
so
what
in
is more the
2024
target? What's the target now?
What you mean? What's the target?
Like, what's the vision, so to speak, now?
Oh, well, supposedly doing hair is like a quick thing. Like it's get money, fast money, kind of drug dealing type
Okay,
of money.
I can see that.
How the girls
I can see that.
Like,
So it takes away the experience.
Of course.
It takes away
It's
what the
watering
client.
down what it's supposed to be because now everyone is doing their own thing. They're adding their own rules. They're making their own
Speaking of rules,
rules.
speaking of rules, there was another stylist
Oh, yes.
that has an autism fee.
Oh, yes. Okay. But
And that's another rule as well, too.
that's true. So, like, that would never have happened.
I feel like, is that even legal, to be completely honest?
She did explain
Mike
that.
B, what is that? First of all, is it legal?
I
We
don't-
need to know.
No, because it's discriminatory. But
Bam!
So I
I
think
knew it.
I think the way she phrased it was wrong, but she did. I'm gonna tell you, she did explain that she
Mhm.
has a son who is autistic
Mhm.
and that he has sensory issues, and so it takes him longer to do certain things.
Understood.
And so she wanted to allow for customers that have those sensory issues to get a
Mike
more
B making it
robust-
sound good.
Yeah.
a more robust experience. This is what she said. I did the research
Mhm.
that she wanted them to have a more robust experience. So it's like a longer session to do the same treatment, but just their caretaker can come along. She gives them snacks.
like
she gives
it.
them water.
I think
So
it's
she
cute.
had a background, but because it was kind of just a
Because
sound
it's-
bite
because
when it
it's-
came out,
right.
it was a whole uproar.
However,
Social media.
comma,
Yeah.
I do feel like that could have been avoided
How?
because had you just had a service
Okay.
for a category
Okay.
or a service description that these are for my autistic clients,
Okay.
you get A, B, C, D, E, F, G
Yes.
with this service
Mhm.
for this price.
Yes.
There is no fee, so to speak, because it necessarily is explaining to
No
you.
one likes fees. No, who likes fees? Who likes fees? Right. So you
Nobody
get it.
don't like
So,
those
right,
because I don't like
exactly.
late fees. I don't like, but I feel like it goes back to what we were talking about last week.
Mhm.
Just the way that you communicate with your client,
Right.
as well as what you said in the beginning. You have to be able to speak to your clients. You're not, and a lot of the times we have come to this notion where we're speaking at people and we're telling them, this is what you have to do.
Right.
This is
right.
what we
She
need you to
could've-
do.
Yes,
She could have definitely worded it differently.
Well, I think it's a great gesture.
Absolutely. I think so you know that saying,
What?
your heart is in the right place. we know that your heart is in the right place, but baby, no, that ain't it.
That's not how
You did not age.
The delivery was not.
You did not.
The delivery
You did not.
The delivery was off.
Yes. So to kind of like doobie this up and doobie up the segment,
Yes.
I believe that just the takeaways, key takeaways from this segment. Do you have any?
Well, obviously.
Well,
making-
obviously.
Obviously, making sure I'm speaking to my client, wording things properly so it doesn't look like, because fee gives negative. You know,
Yes.
you see fee, so you vibe off of negativity. So
Mhm.
in a positive light, she should have had a whole section that said, hey, I specialize in dealing with people who have autism,
Mhm.
and this is the services that I offer, and these are the prices.
Now, Mike B, does she have any videos of her autistic clients or anything like that?
Not that I saw.
No? Okay. I'm just thinking of other people that I see on TikTok who are barbers or hairstylists, and they literally film the entire process. So you kind of get a feel of
That could
what
be coming
they...
next.
You should have thought about that before you put that fee out there. Okay? You should have gave a
Yes,
disclaimer so
that's
we could
coming
see
next.
what we pay for.
That would be coming next.
I would hope so.
Right.
Anyway, so we are going to transition into segment number 2. And that is going to be our what?
So it's Tangled Tales.
Yes.
And
So-
this is where we detangle the mess.
Mhm.
We'll be reading and sharing some of the craziest reviews, personal and social media stories, and giving our feedback on the tea.
And we know since episode 1, it gets a little crazy.
Yes, 'cause everyone loves a review. So.
Yes. So the topic that we're going to be talking about is going to be a TikTok post. It has over 195K in likes, and the young lady is talking about sew-ins. And we'll go ahead and plug those things in on our social media, on Instagram and TikTok, so you guys can see exactly what we're referring to, and you can get kind of like a glimpse of what the content looks like. So it's a young lady who I believe is sitting in her car. She is combing out her hair, and she's like, baby, and I'm reading this word for word. I'm so glad that someone's came back in style. Thank you, Jesus. Y'all was doing way too much with the wigs, talking about you gotta cut the lace, then you gotta pluck the lace, then you gotta be. Ain't nobody got time for that. I feel you, sister girl. Then you gotta put some makeup on it. Oh no, 5 hours on the install just to have to do it all at the end of the week. That is my life. I get it.
Yeah.
No, thank you. So give me a sew-in. Thank you. I'm so thankful that sew-ins came back because y'all was doing way too much
But
with them wigs.
I don't know where sew-ins ain't go nowhere.
I mean, but they was on pause for a
No,
while.
they weren't.
They were on pause.
No, they weren't.
You know what?
Not over here.
Not over here.
Right. And again, guys, there's a whole new, there's a whole world out there. And they was, because I wanted to be one of the cut the lace, put the makeup on, glue it down girly. I wanted to be that girl because it was giving very much like it girl. Sew-ins were
Friends.
not giving.
Friends come and go.
And they go. And I'm so
And
glad that
sew-ins
sew-ins
last
came
forever.
back.
Sew-ins they're here to stay. Like, hello, so Brooklyn Hair Extension Lounge.
Not,
Hello.
all right, girl.
Shameless plug again.
Yes, you took the words right out my mouth. All right, at this point, guys,
Yes.
everybody book with Soul Brooklyn.
Oh, please.
if y'all want the real experience,
Yes.
the what they call je ne sais pas. How you say that word?
Yeah.
That's
Not
exactly.
say quoi.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't what you just said.
If you want that,
Okay.
that was what Mike B said. Come on down to Soul Brooklyn.
Yes. I need a commercial, right?
Right.
It's giving commercial now.
And cue back in from commercial.
So yes, so sew-ins. I love a sew-in. A
I
good
mean,
sew-in.
I love a good bust down. I love a good leave out with the
Bust.
middle part, making sure that I got, first of all, I am a Kardashian girl.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all
Period.
was here during that era when Kim had the
Yeah.
little swoop
We
in the
love that.
front and then the rest of the curl layers at the bottom. That's me.
Yes.
I'm that girl. I can't achieve that with a wig.
It's-
It doesn't give the same.
Yes, and then the band that you have to wear with it that comes with it, I guess, in the kit.
Now, there is a saying on TikTok right now that says, leave your band on for an hour.
Wait, that's from a song?
The girl who does she's an influencer.
Yes.
And she made the song up that says leave the band on for an hour. It's like a chant that she's
Okay.
saying. She's like, if you leave your band on for an hour, after you take it off, it's gonna melt into. Am I lying? I'm lying. Ain't nobody hear it? It's just me. That's what. Ain't nobody see. Okay. All right then. So the girlies are following her. They're leaving the bands on for the hour, and then as soon as they take them off, what happens?
They melted. Yes, they are.
Girl, no, they ain't melted. It's literally, remember, these are people who are doing this at home. They're not doing this at the salon.
No.
They going on TikTok and YouTube University, and they watching how they do it, and they like, again, I could do that. And they leave it on for an hour, and when they take it off, it's nothing but forehead.
I see so many good tutorials.
Forehead.
Of people doing their own lace closures and frontals. I be like, oh.
You know what? I think we should pick
I
some.
never see any that's like terrible. Like, it's like,
I think
come
we should
on.
pick some.
Okay.
I think we should definitely
Okay,
pick
let's
some.
do
You
that.
guys definitely let us
Send
know.
us some. I want to
Send-
see a
yes.
bad ending.
Send us
'Cause
some
I
in our
always see good
DMs.
endings, and I'm always impressed.
Really?
Yes.
I have seen some really. I guess you on a different side of TikTok.
I might be.
You might be on the other side. I'm
Yeah.
not on there. I'm not on there, but I be seeing the bad ones, baby.
Okay.
Okay? Only the social media influencers, like the wig influencers,
Yes.
they're
Okay. Well,
top
maybe.
tier. But the I'm just going to DIY this,
Okay.
baby.
No. DIY.
Come on now to So Brooklyn. And come and make sure that you look good.
Right.
Alrighty then.
Yes.
So to stay out of the mess, we have to make sure that we stand on business.
Yes.
And in standing on business, we're chatting about
Structures, systems, and tools to make you successful in the salon industry. Yes.
Alrighty then. Well, in standing on business, we're going to talk about hiring. Hiring is such an important part of your business. And as you begin to grow, as you begin to become better, you have to get the right people in your space. And you can literally make or break your space or your business if you're not picking the correct people. So let's get into it. Let's get into interviewing. What does that look like for a cosmetologist if she or he is brand new and they're just getting into the industry and they're going on their first interview at So Brooklyn?
Okay. Well, we need a resume. We need a resume for any job, any industry. We need resumes.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And what should be on your resume?
What do you mean?
Hello.
My name?
Hello. I know you said. What do you mean?
Well, I wanted to
However,
get into
comma.
back in the day when we had to do resumes in high school.
I get
right?
that.
Didn't we
I
have
get
to learn
that. Was that a requirement, Mike B?
Not a requirement.
Right, but it was something that you learned
I
in
think
computer
it
lab.
was a requirement for me.
Maybe in private school it
Are you
was.
dating me?
I am.
okay, whatever.
The public school people, we didn't have to deal
Okay,
with
no,
that.
definitely. That was very important for me growing up. I'm obviously telling my age, but like having a resume was important.
And I don't disagree because
Okay.
my
I'm a
mama
little
made my
confused. Do
resume.
people come to you guys without a resume?
Um,
I don't for a job.
Yeah, they walk into the salon and they say, "Job."
Oh, okay.
Am I lying?
hire me.
Am I lying? There was literally someone who walked into the salon the other day and he was like, "Job? Job? Sir, doing what?"
Yeah.
Exactly. Can you tell me what? And with the resume that you would have handed to me,
Right.
I would have been able to
So
tell
many
you.
basic things.
Yes.
Name, address, phone number,
Email address. Correct telephone number.
telephone.
What? in the
Hmm
world?
As in one that's working and is not disconnected.
No, I remember I got a resume once, and it was a screenshot of a paper resume.
Hmm?
And I was like, "This is not real. This is not happening."
This is not how that works.
So, no,
This is not how any of this
Right.
works.
So yes, you need a resume. I know we're
Yes.
just doing hair, guys, but it is a job and it's a business. You need
Yes.
a resume.
And I feel like the resume also sets a tone for you. It also you're standing on business.
Right.
It says that you mean business and you are serious about your craft.
Exactly.
Plus, it also gives us the opportunity to see what you can offer us and what we can offer you. If we know what you have done previously, if we know what your skills are, what you are really great in, you could be great in social media manager. We might need one. We can pay you additional to do that as well too. So it gives us an overview as to what your strengths and weaknesses are and how you be able to contribute to the team and also stay in the team.
Right.
And I feel like that transitions over to setting realistic expectations.
Oh gosh, how we just jump that deep into it?
Because-
we just went from resume
Because-
to realistic. Come
Yes,
on
So
now.
is this more for the people doing the hiring?
No, this is more
Yeah,
so for, yes, this is for the people that are doing the hiring. This will be for the business people who are doing the hiring. Because if you have a resume,
But I feel like we ain't go nowhere. After the resume, what else you need? You need a little other things.
we literally walked through, you need a resume
You
with
need
your
a resume.
name.
You need an outfit.
Oh, wow, you going in. Okay, all right, this going to be a
You
long
need to
one, y'all.
Show up looking professional. Like, well, how we go from resume to
So setting realistic expectations. expectations.
Okay.
I mean, it could go on both ends. I was just going from the business side. But yes, that is a realistic expectation.
You mean to tell me having on appropriate attire to come to interview is too much?
No, it's
Okay,
not. I'm not saying that, but
okay.
I'm saying that is, you know what?
yeah.
You thought that was a
About it.
given.
No, actually, it's not something that is an expectation.
Oh wow.
It's not. Because I have interviewed people who have now, granted, we are in a different world and it was a virtual interview, and the person showed up in their bed. They were still in their
Was that
bed.
the background that they chose, or were they?
No, they were
bed?
still in the bed because
Okay.
they had the sheet
Yes.
over them, and it was a group interview, and they was laying down, and you know what? She answered all of the questions with such accuracy, authenticity. She knew what she was talking about.
Right.
But why you in your bed?
Nah, you should have. You ain't hire.
No, I didn't hire her. Are you insane?
See, this is where she messes up.
Right,
See,
so-
this is why.
So now I hire her, and she
maybe
shows
she
up
needed just a
with
little
Crocs
tweaking.
and
a bonnet?
and a bonnet,
Right.
and says,
I mean-
"Well, what you mean? I'm good."
Yeah. No.
No,
So, yeah,
there
that's
that is
etiquette.
that is etiquette, and that is setting realistic expectations.
Okay.
Like the expectations, I feel like that should be the foundation that you should lay, as we mentioned before, should be a resume. As Shawanda said, showing up and being dressed professionally. Also, showing up.
Oh my God.
Showing up is a big thing because I don't think that
when I first opened, like I was like, wait a minute. Like I never thought that people would never show up to interview because I didn't reach out to you.
you told me. You asked
I
me
didn't
for
reach
this
out
job.
to you, so-
I didn't ask
So
you.
we need to
Yes.
show up on time.
Yes.
On time. Show up.
Right, because
Show
they're
up
two
on
different
time.
things.
Showing up on time is very important too. It shows obviously what the hiree is gonna expect when you walk in the door.
Because
yeah,
baby,
I was in your salon one day and an interview came in, and I think you guys said she was 3 hours late.
Uh-huh.
And I was
Mhm.
very confused.
Mhm.
They said 3 hours.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it happened.
I was like, is she here to do her hair now?
No,
Or-
no.
No. She genuinely thought that she was going to actually have an interview after being 3 hours late because she called and she let us know that she was going to be late. So she felt as though I gave you guys the grace to let you know that she was going to be late.
With the different, like it's not. We're not millennial. It's not millennial.
And it wasn't a millennial.
Okay.
She was not a millennial.
Okay.
She was
Okay.
maybe in our age group, but a little bit older.
Okay.
I'm a millennial. Just saying.
Now, if the millennials was busting down the door, then it would be a totally different story
Right,
because
right.
the millennials are hit. But you know what? That's another conversation
It
for
sure is.
another time
Yes.
because I know how spicy that could get between, millennials feeling as though they had to work through the workforce and then
Yes,
is it
yes.
Gen Z? The ones that came right after us who are very like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to work smarter, not harder.
I strive to be like them.
I do too because baby, I need to figure this out. I don't want to
They have
actually
boundaries
do
and I love
things.
them.
This is why I'm here because I'm stuck in the middle still because I'm in that bracket,
Mhm.
but I do feel like we can't lose all of it.
What do you
We
mean?
can't lose it all. We still need to have some of the millennial mindset. You get it?
Mm-hmm. But-
But Z's is out here like
Making $1 million,
I love them.
making $1 million,
I'm
and
rooting for them.
and have 2 Teslas in their driveway, and they live in California, and they have an apartment on the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
so it sounds like 100.
They're definitely doing something, and I need to know
Pretty
what it
close
is.
to 100.
Pretty
Right,
close
right.
to
Really
100%,
Yeah.
and they got different projects. Anyway, like I said, that's
So,
another
yeah.
conversation for another episode.
Yes.
But I definitely believe as though, like, just setting the expectation, setting any expectation, you should know who your interviewer is. You should know who the business that you.
Definitely do your research.
Yes, you should know the business that you are going into. You should know how long they've been open. That should be the opening statement. Like, oh, you guys have been open for 10 years. That's so successful. How did you get about doing so?
Having
You
knowledge.
yes, having
Doing some research because it makes us feel, or any salon owner feel like you are invested and you want to know, so you're a little more serious than that.
I think that's any company that
Yeah,
you go
any
to.
company.
I don't remember who I learned
we
that
have
from.
to always we talk about it in this light because the salon industry and being a hairstylist kind of doesn't always fall on the same spectrum when it comes to professions. You get it? Or being in the profession. It's not like, growing up, you say you want to be a hairstylist, like a hairstylist.
Because that's what my mama said to me.
Right, a hairstylist.
You want to do it?
Are you going to school, sis?
Right.
So.
And now I'm a beauty school dropout. No graduation day for you. Like, and I felt like I would have thrived had she taken the time to be like, okay, you want to do hair. Let's see where this goes. So yes, when you think of the hair profession, you don't necessarily think of something that is professional. However, this leads me back
it's
to
$1 billion industry though. So
and pricing. If I'm spending over $250 on anything, there should be some level of professionalism.
Yes.
It's not just a regular schmegler person that I'm coming in and going to do my hair with. You have to be some way professional. I also believe that in doing this, you should know that there will be some fallout.
Fallout with your staff?
I think that's more for the owners. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Knowing that there will be some fallout with your staff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your staff is not.
Everyone is human.
I guess we think differently.
So there's never supposed to be any issues with your staff?
I don't think there should never be any issues with your staff because that would make me unrealistic. But I do believe that the turnover in cosmetology industry is very high only because there is lack of communication.
Okay.
There is a lot of times where...
Well, that also goes back to where you're going to work. Like, what salon are you going into? What standards do the salon have? So, if there's a manager, if there's a assistant manager, if there's a team lead, there's levels to it.
I just feel like when you sit there and you do the things that you need to do, if I had a boss that I worked with, and say I saw her maybe 3-4 times out of the month, and she was very personable, and I felt like I could talk to her, I would always come to her. And I would always ask her questions, and I would always feel as though I could communicate with her if I am her or him, if I am unhappy. And I feel like a lot of them don't do that. A lot of stylists, they don't do that. They just be like, well, I'm just going to go over to the next salon because I don't have to deal with this here. Yeah. Why is that?
It goes back to, I think, culture. Because we're talking about a lot of things in the Black salon, so it's a lot of culture.
Okay.
Communication is not something that I feel like a lot of us grew up knowing how to do really well. So it's easier to just leave and walk away versus talking through it and finding resolutions and staying together.
Okay.
As a unit, and making it work and getting through the tough times.
Okay. So my question to you is, well, not my question to you. Yeah, no, I don't think
you interviewing me now.
No. I didn't think it was. I was going to say it's not a question. The statement that I wanted to make was, what do you feel as though, as a salon owner, that people business owners can do differently to kind of show their appreciation to their stylists?
So, obviously, holding yourself accountable and doing the things that you say you're going to do in your salon, in your business, making sure your team is okay, checking in with them, having meetings, making sure they know that the communication is always open.
Okay, so it's just making sure that you have the ability to...
it's security.
Okay, okay.
You don't want to feel disposable at any time.
Understood. So then how can I put this question? So as someone on the other side, not the owner, but as an employee, how do you feel like somebody who's not great at communicating, how do you feel like you can voice your opinion? Or how do you feel like you can voice your concerns? What do you think is a best practice to do so?
By speaking. What do you mean by opening your
Literally
mouth?
Just open it. I guess there you have it, guys.
Yes.
Literally just open your mouth and have the conversation. So my thought process is sometimes when I go to my manager or I go to my supervisor, it's a little nerve-wracking for me to be able to speak to them and say, all right.
But that's because they're not making you feel safe. That was in my first. They're not making you feel safe. So you don't want to talk to them, so you're a little scared.
Okay, well, ran over my head, guys.
Just being transparent. Oh my God, being transparent
Mm-hmm.
is like, it's good. It's good to do that. I feel like that's something I learned over my years of being a salon owner, making sure I wanted to have everything in order and never let anybody see me sweat. Like, oh Lord, I'm sweating over here.
But I say that all the time.
Me. I started to talk to my team and let them know, like, listen, this is going on. Like, you know, and it really, it makes them feel safe.
Okay. So it sounds like cultivating a team atmosphere.
Yes.
And kind of just making it seem as though we all are together.
Yes.
And we all.
Togetherness is so important.
It is.
We also have to be vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
That's the word.
Yes.
Ding, ding.
Yes.
Vulnerability.
Yes.
So that it really would help us together as a unit to be successful together.
To try and get to that 100%.
Yes.
And you know what? This show is everyone wants 100%. So everyone wants to walk away with 100%. But the reality is that the math is never going to math, y'all. 100% may not be realistic, but we know some ways that you can get as close as possible to 100%. So guys, get your pens out, because we're going to take you to school. So on this episode, as I mentioned earlier, this episode is called For the Love of Hair. And we want to talk to you about how important it is to really love what you do and to have a passion behind it. Because in this business, right, or in any business, I feel like you have to be ready for the long game. You have to be able to play the long game in order for you to be able to get to the top. Like, nothing is short. Nothing is short. Nothing is given to you. It's quick. It takes the work. And baby,
I don't think that's ever on the minds of young Black professionals. The long term, the end game. Because you always think about just building it and seeing it succeed, but we don't never think about what's going to happen when I'm 10 years older.
Right.
But yes, it's the long game. That's honestly something that I never thought about when I started. Like, the end, it wasn't until I was like in it, and I was like, you know, and I had a mentor that I spoke with that said that to me, and I was like, it was like a luck thing. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. So now if you're in it and then you're working towards the end game, it helps the transitions.
I definitely agree with that. I was going to say, I feel like that happens when you have a mentor, though.
Yes.
Like when you have somebody that is able to guide you in different directions and kind of just not really give you the game, but kind of just like give you some.
It could be a word.
Yeah, it could be a word that, like you said, it could be a phrase. Like, right. And the light bulb goes off in your head and you're like, oh yeah, I got to know exactly where I'm going with this. And you wouldn't have that opportunity unless you have, because you said like the Black professionals, sometimes they're not thinking about that. And I think the reason why they're not thinking about it is because they're talking to their peers. They're not talking to someone who they feel as though they can look up to, or they could be like, girl, how come you able to charge $500 for this install? How did you get here?
Right.
So it's more so of a situation where they don't have the guidance to actually kind of like think about the long game. They don't have those options.
Good thing they have you.
Right.
So we want to give all the game for the low.
for $0?
I mean, she said it.
No.
She said it. Now, me, I'm going to give you an experience for a coin, okay? I'm going to give it to you for a coin, for free.
Well, this is
we're going to give you,
share.
we're going to share.
And this can be like a, you know.
Like your friend? Yes,
friend.
definitely a community. But we also need to focus on, well, not focus, but we can have a little bit of, what's the word? Exclusivity. I hope I said that right. Don't eat me up, y'all, because I know how y'all like to tussle. Don't eat me up. But yes, I definitely believe that this was such a great show.
Love is in the hair.
Love is in the hair.
To say that. I wanted to say that
so bad.
So bad.
Since the beginning to the top of the morning.
I'm not gonna forget.
Maybe. Well,
Love is in the hair.
I didn't have any kind of catchphrases today.
But I'm so happy and so excited that we've completed this episode.
Yes, it was so good.
Tuning in and listening and laughing with us.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely want you guys to take a look at our page, go to our Instagram as well as our TikTok. You'll also be able to see us on YouTube as well too, and just connect with us.
And communicate with us.
We're fun. Bye.